I'm Wingsong Halo, and today I'm going to be continuing to read The Power of Starsfairy, which is a Lord of the Rings fanfiction. This is chapter 3, and if you hear any background noise, it's because it's like raining something terrible out there, so sorry for that. Anyway, chapter 3, The Encounter. Leggles and Aragorn walked swiftly down the path towards the hills. Leggles had a look of excitement on his face, but there was still a look of sorrow in his eyes. He wanted to talk to and see Starsfairy so much, but he dreaded to think that there was even an ounce of evil flowing in her veins. Before they had reached the hills, Aragorn turned to Leggles and said, "You are a wise elf, my friend, but she has powers. I will be waiting in the trees and watching. If any harm may come to you, or if you are in need of my service, I will come to your aid. Farewell, and good luck." Aragorn quickly ran towards the forest that surrounded the beautiful hills. As he ran, Leggles could hear him yell, "Listen to your heart, and let it be your guide." As Leggles rounded the corner of the cobblestone lane, he came across the vast and beautiful sight of the silvery green hills. Each blade of grass shimmered with the essence of emerald gems sprinkled delicately upon the fields. Leggles slowly shifted his gaze from the cobblestone path to the beautiful hills. You keep saying beautiful. Like, can you not, like, use any other words like majestic or enchanting or picturesque, even? He hoped to see his love, Starsfairy, awaiting him, as Aragorn said she would. How would he know that she was there, by the way? That's bullshit. As his eyes peered to the top of his morning summit, his face grew dull and pale. The look of excitement vanished. His eyes began to water, for Starsfairy was not there. He looked around quickly, but did not see her. He slowly walked up the green hill where Leonisa was supposed to be. He sat himself down and peered out across the land, or Rivendell. I'm not sure which. He sat quite on the green summit in deep thought. This is a cruel world indeed. I wish that I was not an elf. I wish that I could die right now. I do not want to live any longer. She is evil! I should have known! The land before him turned blurry as tears swelled in his eyes and he began to weep. His soft elven skin was becoming stained with tears of sorrow. Leggles suddenly stopped crying as he heard a soft, sweet voice behind him say, "Why do you weep, my love?" It was Leonisa. "Starsfairy!" Leggles cried. He jumped up and embraced her in his arms. Oh, I thought he was going to embrace her, like, I don't know, with his feet. I don't know. "So, you have missed me?" she asked, her voice so sweet and pleasant. Leggles released her from his warm embrace and held her face in his hands. He lightly kissed her soft elven lips. So innocent and pure was her touch. Then Leggles pulled himself away from her and looked at her. She was glowing with a beautiful light. She was so beautiful. Seriously, use a different word. "You are as beautiful as a shining star that has come down from heaven to grace this wicked earth. He stopped dead in the midst of his words. He suddenly remembered that she was evil. A look of sorrow swept across his face. He gazed down towards the green earth, unable to look at her. Starsfairy was puzzled. She sensed that there was some sort of sadness that lingered in his gentle heart. "What is it?" she asked. "Why does your heart mourn? I am here, and I love you." Leggles looked up at her. "I mourn for you," he said with a shaky voice. "For me?" she said with surprise. "Why? Do you not feel the love for me that I for you?" "That I for you." Leggles looked deep into Leonisa's green shimmering eyes. "I know about you. I know who you really are," he said with a sob. "Well," Leonisa said with a grin on her face, "I know that you know who I am," with like 3 exclamation points. Leggles looked at Leonisa stunned. How could she know? Was she listening? Was she following me and Aragorn? He thought. "How do you know?" he asked, eyeing Starsfairy suspiciously. Leonisa giggled. "Why, I told you, silly. I am Leonisa, or Starsfairy, of Rivendell." That doesn't answer anything. Hear that thunder? Leggles looked back at Leonisa's smiling face. His eyes were faint and sad. What, they were just like vanishing or something? You are evil, he said in a whispering and shaky voice, and you work for the Dark Lord of Mordor. Aragorn has seen you go in and out of Rivendell, and I know you worked for the Dark Lord in the time of Isildur. At hearing this, Lenisa backed away from Legolas, who stood with questioning eyes. She looked at Legolas, and her body shuddered with fear. She kissed him quickly and gently on the lips, then turned and fled quickly away, not saying a word. Legolas watched from the hilltop as he saw the light of his love fade in a quick flash. A shadow passed over his heart as the blades of wet grass glistened from his trickling tears. And that was chapter 3 of The Power of Starsfairy. And yeah, I hope you tune in for the last chapter. Thank you.